I'm gonna get him to write all that stuff down, so y'all will have a plan of
Okay,
that. So,
something that you need to have him do, I think, is come to us, our project, and he can write them all down, but come to us with the tile cost, 40,000.
That's what he's waiting on right now.
20,000 and,
He's called this morning, they went out there, and got the measurements and everything this morning.
Okay.
They're trying to figure the rock, they've got their calculators, head walls, stuff like that, to hold it in there to keep the material up there from going off.
he needs some exact numbers instead of $500 per
He
grind.
has,
I mean,
he's called on the big culvert, and then they've called, even down here at Miller's, we don't carry, Miller's doesn't carry like a 48, pipe for a detour to get done. To make a detour around there, so he's called on them, we're supposed to get back with it. The guy said that he'd have to work up, we told him to run 50 foot wide, 10 foot tall.
okay, anyway.
yeah, so each one will be, we'll identify each one, and y'all can just, I guess, either appropriate money for each project, however you wanna do it from that point.
Can't appropriate the money for the project. You talking
No,
about
I mean, into the, for bridges and stuff, into that other fund, not into my road budget, but into that other.
Okay, let's get off the ARPA money for now.
I hated to miss that part, but I need to break something up.
Yep, go ahead.
So on Moxon Creek Road, I got a phone call this weekend from a guy down there.
Which Moxon Creek Road are you talking about?
The one that's got 6 bridges on it.
North.
Yeah,
Okay.
north, all right.
All he asked me is, I think that we had the money to put rails on the wooden bridge. And his issue is because it's wooden, I guess the planks go this way, and then there's basically 2 planks that go over it this way to where your tires have to run right on it.
Right.
And he says that when it snows, that they slide off of it, and he's afraid they're gonna fall off the bridge.
I thought there was a 4x4 or something along the edge of that one. Was it
I
one
don't know.
time?
That's just a phone call.
I
I
thought there was
don't
too.
bring it up.
I really thought there was too.
I
You're talking about the little bitty.
He said the only wooden bridge on the road.
There was 2 actually.
Yeah.
He said, the way I took it, it's
probably the little
creek
one.
bed.
The very first one you come to?
Yeah, the other one.
Yeah, cause
Yeah.
there's one right there by,
Yeah.
engineer's house. Right
Yes,
there.
and it ain't,
One about 3/4 way.
yeah, I bet it's the farthest one.
That's far.
I think, I think from what they've been through, if y'all could just, and like I said, I think ARPA would be a great way to just get a number to fix it, let's fix it, and get it done. That money's sitting there.
All right, let's not talk about ARPA, Ryan.
All right.
Okay.
So get the bridge fixed.
That's the one.
I'll drive by and look at it. If I'm not that well found.
Okay, let's go to the salaries on this thing. All right, Bill put together pay scale. Here's one of the concerns that I've had brought to my attention, is that the bridge foreman job went from 30,000 to 38,000, an $8,000 increase, which is a pretty large pay increase. That is also the guy that drives truck site. And that's a lot of money.
We have, talked to him, I talked to Glenn and him, I on the phone after our meeting. He said that it's, the pay fits in the pay scale. I didn't try to do, so the first 2 years he was here, he didn't get a raise because he had the truck. And that's what we used, he was making agreement with him that he gets to keep the truck. So, I asked Glenn what his idea was on it, because he said I thought we could come up with something different on that.
Right.
So, he said, well, we could offer him, possibly offer him less pay and keep the truck, or give him what's on the pay scale and do away with the truck.
Right.
So, I took it to the boss and plus, cause I don't, guys, with me, I don't do anything on it. I'm gonna get more eyes on it. That way, that's not one person's personal opinion.
Right.
Talked to Shane about it. Shane said it was perfectly fine, but we would take a truck at first year. He would just sacrifice the truck at the first of the year and be done with that aspect.
Here's the deal: is that's worth
About $4,000.
$4,000 or $5,000 a year.
It just really is.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to save the county as much as fuel is. Last year he probably spent $5,000 in fuel. Driving back 4-7. So that's really going to save us $5,000 over in the fuel end of this deal. So I don't have a problem if we're going to do that. And here's another deal: I don't have a problem with if you know that it's going to snow and he's going to have to get out. I don't have a problem with that. But I do have a problem if we just decide, well, we're going to get by with it this time, we'll drive it next week.
No, it's not too much of the snow that I asked, like I said, me and Glenn talked about it. It's more of Shane covers the north side of the county when a storm comes in. So
right.
He has the chainsaws and straight to the call.
Right.
Probably just as quick as I can get there, to be honest with you.
Right.
So on those days where they're calling for a storm or something like that, I may let him take the truck on, because they'll have the saws and stuff like that as well. If he even wants to, I mean, he may just be perfectly fine with not taking comp time and get somebody else up there.
Right. And that may be the easiest thing. That way we don't have any discussion that, hey, I've seen the truck over at Salem at the ball field or whatever.
Right.
You know, that might be better if he just doesn't drive it, except for when he's on work.
Vehicles are, of course, I've got a state vehicle, and trust me, they are one of the most watched things that a government agency can use. Just ask Warren, he worked for the prison, you
I
know.
couldn't drive from here to Pine Bluff without Warden getting a phone call.
No, I mean, you cannot do anything.
Way too fast.
Yeah. No, I mean, okay.
Slow down.
Here's another thing that's been brought to my attention. And I agree we need to do something. And I've said this from the beginning. No, y'all may not be in favor of it, and I wish y'all would think about it. Today, at 5 o'clock, it's gonna be dark. There ain't gonna be nothing get done. Y'all work till 5:30. I would love.
We work till 5.
You work till 5? Okay. I would love to be able to go to the same system that the highway department uses for a couple of reasons. One's the daylight hours. You don't have to have somebody on Friday. You know, they 410s in the summer. You wanna work 5 days in the.
We did that with Raymond in the office, and it was absolutely ridiculous.
Well, yeah, why's that?
Okay, like if I ran the calculator, so we worked from 7 to 3:30 back there on the deal. And this is why they kind of swapped it, because you can't get much done. By the time I leave the shop, I get outside, it's supposed to be 7:30, 7:40, somewhere around there. Park Central up there, so in other words, nobody drives me up there, drops me off wherever I leave. So if I'm at Dolph, I'll go up to Dolph and start doing it. By the time I get up there, you're talking 7:45, 8 o'clock. Working hour, take a first break. You still get your breaks just the same. You get a 30-minute lunch, so you're gonna work 2 more hours. You get a 30-minute lunch, and then work 2 more, and you're heading back in. And that's why they swapped it back then. You can get 10 times more done on a grader doing long runs. So it's actually more beneficial to the county to work the 10-hour days, because you get more done. I could get more done in 4 days than what I could spend doing 5. And plus, you're not spending the extra fuel, that extra day to go up there and back and take graders to the machine.
Almost all counties, and they've done we do it's all county judges, there's a big email stream, and, they've sent out asking, what counties do 4 days a week, how many do 5 days a week. Almost every one of them do 4 days a week.
Why does the state not follow that one?
I don't know.
Now, the thing that I can't tell you is I was on a grader back then, so I wasn't in the position that I'm in now, because right now we keep up with the knowledge. And we didn't back then at all. You just went up and didn't pretty much write anything down on detail. You just went up there, did your job, come back in. So we got it now where everybody's gonna come in. You come down to the shop, I've got it on the breaker and wall. I've got every route that we have on there, and it's got the road name and the mileage on it. And all you do when you come in, all it requires them to do is come in and date it. When you get done with that road, you date it. That way, if I get a phone call saying, hey, you haven't touched this road in 6 months, I can go straight to that sheet and go look at what the last time we graded it was. So I haven't kept, I can't give you a mileage on what the mileage would be different. I can tell you from personal experience, because we did it for the first 2 years I was here. I think that probably changed in 7, because I started in 05. And then I think we did it for 2 years, and then they switched it. There's one grading position. They switched it to straight.
Okay, here's another concern that I've had, and maybe you're right about that. I don't know why the state wouldn't do it if that's the case. But when y'all take off a day for Christmas, you get 10 hours off.
Yeah, but we don't really want to go there. And if we're talking about actual hours that we work, because we work 40 hours a week, courthouse, Hamsville, what's 35 hours a week. We already work 2,080 hours a year. They work 1,800.
Do they?
I mean, if we want.
I don't know.
I've got it right here. Hang on.
Who works 1,000?
No, he's got it all broke down.
I've got it.
Oh, I couldn't hear the first part of that.
You gotta speak up, Bill.
I will.
Guys, I gotta go. I've got
rates are correct.
Here's the deal, yes, they get an hour lunch, they work 7 hours a day.
Okay.
They get paid for an hour lunch, we get paid for 30 hours, okay?
Okay.
If you break it down, you're saying that we get 11, everybody gets 11 paid holidays. So that's even us, so we get 22 more hours than they do in holiday pay, because ours is based on what we actually work 10 hours.
Right.
Theirs is based on an 8-hour scale, I'm assuming. Oh, they work 7, but they get 8, so.
Good.
It goes down to, we work a 40-hour work schedule, 35, in comparison, that's 2,080 hours per year. You take the 110 holiday pay away from that, you get 1,970 hours that we actually work. This is actual work time, it's not what's based on,
Right.
The other departments, because they work 35-hour work weeks, they work 1,820 hours, minus the 88 hours holiday pay, which is what they get, 8 hours holiday pay based on. Then that'd be 2,732 hours of actual work time. So the difference there is basically 238 hours that we actually work more than them. Actual work time.
More than something else.
And then you.
No, I'll argue with, my employee works 40 hours a week.
What's that?
My employee works 40 hours.
No, that's fine. I mean, here's the deal. I'm not aggravated about it.
I'm just saying.
No.
You're saying we don't work 40 hours a week. We do.
Yeah, we do.
No, here's the deal.
They need some.
Here's the deal. My wife works up there. I know. I mean, she stays through lunch and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that if everybody wants to grab about 20, us getting 22 extra hours with actual work time you work.
My employee actually works 8 hours a day.
I don't think we're working on one thing. No, we got to go.
40 hours.
The schedule is 8 to 4.
Yeah.
With our lunch.
Monday and the other half.
She don't get an hour.
My wife gets it out of lunch. She's been there 40
Well, mine don't. Mine,
okay, I'm
why
just
you
saying
sitting
on
there
the
alone?
average, man.
My office never closes.
I'm just saying okay, I understand that. But I'm just saying on the average, you get, if you look at what you get an hour lunch. I mean, my wife takes it every day.
Mine don't.
You don't take a whole hour to go to work.
No, not part of the time. But that's
And I can promise you, mine don't get 2 breaks. Mine don't get 2 breaks during the day either.
Are you allowed?
That's 30 more minutes.
No, but anyway, it just breaks it down to the basically working hours.
Okay. Would you be willing to work, have part of your crew come in on Friday and part of them come in on Monday?
I don't know how it would work it.
Part of them come on Friday, part of them come on Monday. I mean, they get off Monday or they get off Friday.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the Monday, Friday deal.
No, it's gonna be hard.
Because your support teams aren't gonna be there, you
Yeah.
know.
You don't have your mechanic.
If you have your mechanic and your support team's not there, and you got a guy that's supposed to be working Monday and that guy's on Friday,
We're only gonna have.
you know, I just don't know if that's gonna.
Okay. Maybe when it snows, we'll just have them come in on Fridays and we'll give them off on a pretty day. I don't know. Whatever y'all want to do.
On snows, what kind of it is.
Yeah, but we're gonna give you off for it too.
Well,
But if you were working on Fridays, we wouldn't
unless
be.
it's a regular work day.
Unless it's if you were working on Fridays, we wouldn't be having to give comp time. The people that,
Right.
I mean, that's my whole deal is that when something happens on Fridays, if anything goes on Fridays, we're giving comp time to the employees that come in. If you're working on Fridays, we're not giving no comp time. We're working all the time. That's where I'm going with that. All right, I don't have any problem if the guy's gonna not take the truck home. Who else takes the truck home besides you? Just you? I'm good with that. I mean, I think you need to take a truck home. You're on call 24 hours a day.
I'm 100 yards from the shop.
And you're pretty close to the.
I told you about his bicycle,
He
but
can ride the bike down the.
Yeah, but
He would take my Spartan home, but not there to work.
he wouldn't go for the bicycle. I don't know why.
I'm getting there, might not be back, go home.
Yeah, I know, it's all downhill.
All right, does anyone else have any questions about his budget salaries?
No, if you're gonna work right, John Davis decided.
All right, I'm fixing to have to go. Let's talk to, Joe right quick.
I'm nothing.
Okay, Joe.
I'm not the
You
clerk.
are nothing at the moment, but you're gonna be here pretty quick like. Here's where we're at. Back when Paul took office, what started this is back when Paul took office, his chief deputy was making $33,000 or $34,000 a year. We made him knock that down to $25,000 because it was a new employee. What's happened today is that because it's a new employee, everyone left downstairs, not your fault.
Right.
Everyone leaves downstairs. We got all new employees. We got someone that's been there less than a year, and we started them out as a chief deputy, fixing to make $37,000 a year. Okay, to solve that, that wasn't that huge of a deal. We could up the other chief deputies. There's an administrative assistant that makes $39,000 a year. We lost 50 years of experience downstairs and went down $5,000. We made everyone else in the county lower their budget by $8,000 when this thing happened. And this one's only lowered by a few thousand. And it's created a huge gap that you've got people that's going to be in that office downstairs that's been here for a year, that's going to make $39,000 a year. And Missy Cross has been here for 22 years, makes $35,000 a year in the same position. Chief deputy. Okay, I can solve the chief deputy issue.
Well, okay, time out.
Okay.
Let's go back to Paul, the very first thing you said.
Yes.
Paul come into office,
Uh-huh.
and did he hire somebody?
Yes.
Yes, he had to hire, his person that had been there left.
Okay, who did he hire?
Donna Goodman, I think her name was.
Okay, who authorized him to pay her that money?
The quorum court made him, I say the quorum court made him, yeah, we did.
So she was hired, she was under the assumption she was gonna make how much money?
$25,000 a year.
Okay, when she was hired, she said, I'm gonna make $25,000.
Well, she originally told Paul she was gonna take the job, she thought she was making 33. Paul paid out of his pocket, he gave her money out of his pocket for the whole year.
Okay.
And we've upped her, over time, we've upped her.
Okay, now fast forward where we were.
Okay, now the struggle is that we have employees, this is not your fault.
I understand.
But whenever those people all rotated down there and left,
Right.
Shelley, I assume, went ahead and paid them, instead of dropping it down to the starting pay is gonna be down here where, what all the other chief deputies in the county are making, or, you know, at least to that amount, she gave them more than what they're making.
Right.
So now, we've got, so I can solve that problem, and that is, that we'll go ahead and pay yours 37, we'll pay the rest of them 37, they weren't making but 35.
Right.
We can get them to 37,
Okay.
but we're the big, and I don't care to do that. What, I think I don't care to do that, well, I don't think we care.
I think we all was in agreement to give the chief deputies in each office
$37,000, that'll make yours make 37, we're gonna start at
The
37.
hang up is the administrative assistant that's gonna be making $39,000, it's only been working a year to a year and a half. Is making
What if
more.
we change the title? What if we change the
We're
title?
still not, that's not supported.
Still 39,000.
We still got people that's been working 20 to 25 years, making less than
I
somebody.
understand, yeah, I get, look, guys, I get it.
No, that's our,
We're trying to
we're
make
fixing to piss off
we're trying to
everybody
make
in
it
But
the,
here's my concern.
I realize you didn't do this.
I know, I didn't do it,
I'm
but
not-
I don't want anybody to leave, cause I'll be screwed. I'll have to start,
That was my next question, are you keeping the employees that's gonna be down
yes,
there?
heck,
Okay.
yes.
How
Yeah,
long
I'm
they
just
been,
telling
how
you.
long they been getting this 39,000, how many months?
I don't have any idea.
I mean, that's a $14,000 pay raise.
She got a $14,000 increase,
In 2 years.
no, in the last 6 months. I mean, she got a $14,000.
That's ridiculous.
You're talking about when
How
did
did that-
Becky and
how did
Sheila
that
leave?
happen?
I don't
Becky
know,
and
that's
Sheila
what
was
we're
it
saying,
June?
this,
Gee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the people that left
In June,
in June, she replaced them and then
Just kept.
didn't lower the pay,
didn't lower the thing.
which made everyone else in the county.
So here, look, I'm gonna blame everybody in here but me.
yeah, but you gotta bite the bullet. You the ones.
Yeah,
tell
you'll
your
fit right in
employees.
this group, Joe.
You gotta
So
tell your-
what do y'all want me to do? I guess it's-
Well, what we're talking around is, cutting that
Just-
administrative
Back
pay
to what?
back to X number of dollars, whatever.
35, I think it's.
So instead of 39, she'll be making 35.
Right.
Correct.
And if she throws a squabbling fit, I'll just have to pay her that extra out of my pocket like Paul did.
There you go.
I don't want you to have to do that.
Well,
But,
I don't want her to leave either. She's probably the best one down there.
I don't even know which one it is.
I don't either. I don't know what.
I mean, I don't know how to three women.
Well, any of them could be
I don't know
the
which
best you
one
got
fits.
because ain't nobody been there 6 months. Shit, I can take a job at firm, be the best you got.
Maybe what's what we're doing. We'll find a place.
Sorry, but
Who is your chief deputy? know who the chief deputy is?
No,
I think it's Haley.
He's back.
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is. I think it's Marcy.
I don't think it is.
You don't think either one of them are?
No, I
I
know it
think
is.
the admin is gonna be, Tammy. I think.
I think the admin is Haley.
Admin's Haley.
I think.
She's the one that was for like insurance and
I've been here the
HR.
longest. I think Haley's your chief deputy, is what I think. I think I've heard her say that.
She's going.
Well, nevertheless, whichever one. I mean,
Yeah, you don't want to lose either one. I understand. But here's the deal. We've got to start somewhere. We've got to get back to, or we're going to have to give everybody else in the county more money. I mean,
look, I get it. I guess I can be a bad guy right when I come into office.
No, we'll be the bad guy.
How about this?
It's
How about
out of your
y'all
control
talk to
what you
them
gotta say.
by themselves, the two of them, bring one in each, and ask them, tell them what the problem is, and ask them how they would solve that.
That person realizes they made $14,000 in a couple of years, and they're going, "Fuck, this is great."
I realize, but ask them, how do you fix this problem? Make them decide.
You're recording.
Yeah, we're recording.
I don't think it's recorded.
Look,
It's
I think,
But no, seriously, ask them, how would you fix that problem? Because it's obvious, you would have to be an idiot.
look, I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but I think Shelley might need to explain that.
exactly.
Well, that's what I asked where she was at today. She's not here.
I guess
It ain't
She
you.
probably ain't coming back either, Joe. So
that's what it's looking like.
Hello. It's all kind of way. Oh dear.
My personal opinion, I got no opinion,
We'll,
is I say we take the
why don't you and
administrative.
Joe go down there and talk to him real quick?
Fix
Joe,
it
come back and tell
down.
us what y'all decide.
I gotta go feed.
No, you go down there and talk to him. You're leaving anyway. You ain't got no skin in this thing. You go down there with Joe.
that's twice.
Yeah, you go down there with Joe. Y'all talk about
Burning
this
me,
real quick.
burning me.
And one of
Hey,
them
look.
to lose. Well, they're really not losing $4,000 because that's $1,000 raise that they thought they were getting this year. We're really just losing $3,000 if we go to 35. Right? What did they get paid last year?
They both are making 36 right now.
Oh, today they're both making 36?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, how the hell did you come up with an administrative assistant going to make $39? That's a $3,000 increase.
That I don't know.
Well, I don't feel bad about this at all because we're just talking about $1,000.
They're both making 36,000 right now.
Oh, this ain't bad at all.
This
Drop
ain't
it down
bad
to
at all.
35, let's rock on. That's what I say. That's my vote.
One of them's making 35, the other one's making 37. Well, it says she budgeted.
39.
Or Joe budgeted. I don't know. Somebody budgeted.
Joe didn't.
Somebody budgeted 19.5
Why did I get their voice?
for administrative.
When you said, please check here.
And this year, according to Warren, hold on, I'll have that information.
I was watching.
Well, that makes it a lot easier.
Does make it a lot easier.
Yeah. Why didn't you tell us that earlier?
Yeah, what are you been holding on there?
Well, we're going to see numbers here, 19.5, 19.5.
I'm just telling you what they're making right now is 36,000.
And then her order 25, right?
Okay.
One of them was hired at 25, one was hired at 28.
That's still pretty good pay for you.
You think? Damn good.
Hey, what does all four of them make?
All right. Today, in 2022, I can tell you what everybody makes. Are we getting recorded right now?
Yes, you're getting recorded.
All right.
How'd it go from 36?
I don't know that I need to tell you.
It's public
public
record
record.
anyway.
Tammy Moser's making $28,000. Marcy's making 36. Haley's making 36. Sheila is making 25.5.
Oh, wow.
What we had discussed was giving a $1,000 raise to everyone.
Okay.
And for somehow on this sheet over here, it has one of them, whoever's the administrative assistant, making $39,000.
Where'd that come from?
This piece of paper, I don't know.
And that was actually decreased from last year. Last year, 40,000.
Well, that's because it was,
Cause they've been here forever.
Sheila Womack's been here for 40 years. She was making 40,000. She was making basically what Karen was making.
Yeah. How long has Karen been here? Do you know?
17.
Yeah, 17 years.
17 years.
Okay.
And how long have you been?
23.
So if you don't mind me asking, it's public information, what do you make?
I'll tell you exactly what I make. Not 35 and not 39.
33,942.
There you go.
For this $1,000, before the $1,000,
Huh?
she'll be making 30.
She's currently, these are current salaries, she's currently making 33,942.
Yep.
I went through and did every one of them, 'cause I knew what you
I think you just need to go
Hey,
35.
hey, I've got this figured out.
So let's know.
I thought I did.
I took 5 seconds to change your mind.
It did. Now, what I originally came up with was, that since they're new hires, new positions this year, we'll do what she done. She didn't give hers the $1,000. We'll leave them at 36, and we'll bump Josh's and her other one to 36, and leave them. But that still makes the one making 36, making more than the chief deputy, or making as much.
And you've got years of experience on top of that.
Right?
I'm
No,
sorry.
no, I agree 100%.
I'm
No,
sorry.
That's what's really probably the most
That,
aggravating.
to me,
Yeah, they got
all
6
that
months
is
experience.
You've got
slap in the
Well,
face.
Jeff, let me
You've
ask you
got
something.
employees that's
You've
gonna
had to
do
go
it.
get certain certifications, correct?
Excuse me?
You've had to go get certain certifications last
Yeah,
year,
all
correct?
of my girls have got,
These new girls in the collector's office, I'm assuming, haven't had to go take
No.
this schooling?
No.
Okay. What y'all's thoughts on doing $37,000? I don't even know which one of them it is. One of them's gonna make $37,000. One of them's gonna make $35,000. They're gonna go up to 37, and Josh is gonna go up to 37. His Warren's is gonna stay at 40, and we're gonna put together a pay program schedule. We're gonna use those numbers to start off with, the 35 and the 37 for future. You wanna do that?
So,
Okay.
Karen, we're not gonna give Karen a raise.
Yes, Karen's right.
Okay.
so she's going to 41.
$1,000.
41.
Yeah,
She's
so
at
she's already
$1,000.
above 30.
And they're gonna get $1,000.
Okay, let me ask you a question, that you got people, again, because I started with Tiffany back there.
Uh-huh.
She's at 33,000, 22 years experience. And all these certifications they've had to go on, I guess, crazy.
I mean, I've got like 3 pages of certifications if you want me to bring them to you.
Well, I understand, I'm not trying to open a can of worms here, but I'm just sitting here, you're sitting and listening to this mess.
Does the state give you anything when you get certified?
I get the same thing as every other person that's been down there for 2 years if they have a certification for one class, and I have all these other ones. I get $500 a year.
Period.
The state gives you
Now, is that directly to you?
Yes.
Okay, that's not part of the reappraisal.
No, that comes in a check from IWO.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a membership.
Yeah, except I haven't paid for them.
Make it
Keep mine a
36.
Leo membership.
Exactly.
39. Make that one 34, make the other ones at 37.
You can't throw Joe under the bus. But that,
Is Shelley, I wonder why she justified that. I
those
mean,
years, they're making less than
Does
this.
she have the authority to do that?
Because it
But
was
y'all have to approve it though, right?
it was in her budget originally.
in her
But
budget.
a new hire,
So she has the authority to do it.
It was already budgeted because Sheila Womack and Becky had been here for so many years. They were making 40 and 36.2 respectively. When they left, we went from making, that's $77,000. We went from that, we just plugged in 2 new people, brand new people at 36.
So, okay, I'm new at this, so,
Her budget never moved.
so does,
She just brought in.
I don't know how to ask this question. So, every time there's a new employee that comes in, they automatically go back and start where everybody
They
else
should.
started?
you should.
They should.
I mean, according.
I
don't know, I'm asking.
Well,
I just hired a new girl to replace Selena that had been with me for 17 years. Okay? My lowest paid girl was 28,000.
28.2.
28.2.
28.2 was my lowest paid girl.
And she's been there 7 years.
She's been there 7 years. I brought my new hire in 3 weeks ago at 28,032.
Okay.
I bumped the 7-year girl up to the 17-year girl salary position.
Gotcha.
But I didn't start the new girl out at
Gotcha.
that amount.
And she's not getting a raise.
and she's not getting a raise. She's not getting $1,000 raise because she come in new. That would be a slap in to my employees that's been there with me for 20-something years. I mean, and she was hired that way. She knew she wasn't gonna get the raise.
She just hired Joel to do a pay scale for the entire county.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't say it.
This sounds a whole lot like the 911 addressing thing that we got roped into.
Yeah.
To go back, Joe, this really was never an issue until Paul come in office, and there was certain ones throwed a fit about his deputy, because when he won the election, he was looking for help, and he's like, well, they make 30,
No,
whatever.
it actually went back.
And they're like, well, she's gotta start out at the bottom.
No,
And
Warren,
so, yeah, that's what happened,
no, it started with
Here's what I don't understand.
Judge Eddie,
but
when he hired Kim in and raised hers from 27 to 32.
it got brought back up when Paul started. So then,
Yeah.
when Josh comes into office, he's trying to get his employee just enough to cover her insurance that's going up next year. And somebody made a to-do about that, and I'm assuming those people wish they hadn't now, because it's caused a mess.
I'm just really confused about how she has the authority to do that.
Once the money's in the budget, she's got the authority to do with it as she sees fit.
That's what I.
We have the authority to cut that.
Yeah, we can cut the budget at any time, but we can't during that year. I mean, we gave you that money for the year, you're guaranteed it. You're not guaranteed that money next year. You may have to take a decrease in pay, you may get an increase in pay. But whatever we budget for the year, you're guaranteed. We're gonna stand behind it. Except for, like, for example, Tammy, when she hired a new one the other day, she went back to $28,000 instead of paying them the 34 or 5, whatever the other one, 32, whatever the other one was making, because she knew that it would create a problem down the road.
Yeah, you have to be
Well, and because it's fair.
it's fair, right? I mean, yeah.
It is, and here's the deal, we gotta fix it.
But you're 6 months out instead of 6 years.
That's the deal. Yeah, I mean, here's the deal, we can
That's
fix it today, and we've been paying this since June, whenever them other two left. And I don't want anybody to leave, I don't wanna hurt any of their feelings, I don't have any idea which one of them gets paid what down there, I mean, and I hate to take money from anyone, I just do. But we've created a problem throughout the whole county because of, either we gotta raise everybody in the county up a whole bunch, or we gotta take one person back down.
Yeah, we can't take.
And according to Warren, we don't have the money to raise everybody up another $3,000 or $4,000, $5,000.
I don't know if me and Warren and Tammy should have the authority to give somebody a raise.
Well,
I think you
Well,
guys.
technically, you don't.
technically you don't.
They decide that every year, if they're gonna give a raise or not.
That's where I'm getting hung up.
$1,000 raise, and we just figure it into
Right.
their salaries, what we do. I mean, we don't really give raises.
But when an old hand leaves, it's just kind of one of, it's
But
just
what's
kind
funny,
of
it went from 36 to 39.
this year.
That's not passed yet.
That's
It's
not
not
passed.
passed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's not passed.
I got you.
They're just
Oh,
making
okay.
36 right now.
Both of them making 36.
They just asked for 39.
But she asked for 39 for one, and she asked for 37 for the other.
Okay.
But nobody picked up on that.
So that money's not been appropriated.
She's already paid them. She paid them this year.
From now on.
Yeah.
Is she usually here fighting for them to do that?
So if we do it in the middle of the year, we just, all right, get the appropriation. Well, you been honest about Tammy, I didn't hear
I
us
think she
talking.
is downstairs.
Should she be up here fighting for that? If she, that's what you guys are confused.
But I don't know if that was middle of the year. I think it was the next year. I didn't go with the appropriations. But we got for $6,000.
So where'd she get that extra money?
It was
It was
already
there
there.
from the salaries from
Oh,
the
it's right
people
because-
that left.
Yeah, it's left from, Sheila and Becky that's been here for 50 years.
What happens to that money? It sits there?
Yeah, it sits there except for she spent it.
Okay, what's she's trying to do?
Yeah.
What if it's
She
not?
already has. Well, she went ahead and paid them 36 since June. She started paying them $36,000.
See, at the first of every year, when we get through with these budgets, they go in and put these numbers in each line item. And they sit there, and as you're spending it, that number gets smaller and smaller. So when they left, as long as you're paying the two to replace them less then you're never gonna get there.
See, in
But
my
it don't make
budget,
it right.
in my budget, I didn't do that, because I had Delina that left in August, and I didn't hire anybody until the first of November. And that money has sat there, Delina's in her budget, and that's my salary budget. I'm gonna have overage in my salary budget this year, because I didn't come back and raise, bring in a new employee at what Delina was making. So there's gonna be extra money in my salary line item this year. Even though I've hired a new one, because I've hired her in at the lowest, instead of bringing her in at what 17-year veteran was making. And my changes are not, I'm not implementing the new changes to my girl that I moved up to that spot until January 1.
What about the other two?
We put $1,000 on the raise.
Okay.
So you talk to your other employees and they're staying?
Yes, sir. Yeah, everybody's staying put. Unless they're tricking me. I need them.
Tiffany, what's your job title?
GSI.
Yes.
What did I say?
GSI.
GSI.
You know Paul Weaver's on hospice, I know that's off the subject, but,
Yeah, no, I knew he was in bad shape. I hate him. He's a good.
yeah.
Well,
Paul Weaver.
I really don't have the authority to fight for anybody, really, yet. I kinda wish I did, but I don't. So y'all do what you gotta do.
We just looking for ideals.
Yeah, I know.
Do you see where our dilemma
I
is?
do.
Do you see where we're,
Absolutely.
where we've taken some employees that have been here for
Long time.
a long time, got rid of them, and then replaced them with somebody in that position for 6 months, makes more than everybody else making. And it's gonna create
Warren, when she started paying her payroll, was she paying them the 25,000 and just slowly just kept adding to it, or do you know?
I mean, I don't see the payroll. The payroll's on her side. And, yeah, those checks are printed in my office, and yes, there's some people that, I mean, it's public knowledge, so everybody sees them, and there are some people that keep track of it. My office doesn't keep track of what everybody makes.
Mine neither. I
But-
take care of my own people.
It did not even come to light. This would not have even been a problem, except somebody had a problem with that girl over there getting an extra $1,000 because she's trying to get her insurance paid for. That's where it started. That's what started this ball rolling. So
and
you can thank them for it.
And I get
we
looking.
we keep trucking. Never known the difference. I dang sure wouldn't have.
Well, I seen the extra 3,000 the other night when I handed us the packet, you know, I just, when I got noticed. So we just got to figure out what to do with this.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know.
I wonder if she told her.
Really don't.
Yeah, she's been getting
No, I wonder if
paid.
she told her about
You do that
39.
for her.
Oh, I don't know about that.
No, but who would?
Oh,
I even asked her.
They're not making millions. That's what I would say. I don't know.
Dale's been here 20-something years.
Yeah, he's fixing to make 36. So.
Yeah.
I mean, we're working on getting him something passed.
Yeah.
I'm more concerned, and here's the problem: we don't have an issue with Warren's people. We're not gonna have an issue with Paul's people or Josh's people. We're gonna have an issue there and an issue there.
I wish we had the money to just give them all.
Yeah.
But we don't. I don't know.
You don't have to, I mean, nice to know today.
The reason it'd be nice to know today, so we can go ahead and get this put together.
Yeah.
And redo it, and see where we're gonna be at. You know, have it sure enough book.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think we're all sitting there because we know what the only choice is. I mean, yeah, it sucks, but what else? There's no other answer. I mean, I guess we can all go away and research this and try to come up with something, but
I don't think we're gonna come up.
I don't think you're going to.
We're gonna have to deal with it for years to come.
I mean, we could.
Here's the problem, if we don't deal with it now, we're gonna deal with it for the future from here on. From this point forward, this is gonna be a problem
It's caused
in all offices.
It needs to be fixed now.
Let's fix it.
So what is the choice?
The choice is we need to determine what number we're gonna pay. We're gonna go ahead and pay the chief deputies all $37,000 a piece. Every one of them except for Warren's, and she's gonna make 40. And we're gonna use that as a starting point to be able to put together a pay program of some sort in this county. We've got to set another pay for an admin position. We've got to set a new salary for that. And when we do that, Tammy's gonna come up with one of them people, and so's he. So we're both gonna come up with that's what they think their people are.
I do the same thing.
Yeah, I'm not arguing, but that's what's coming next. But we're not gonna worry about them doing that today, or this budget cycle, maybe next year or whatever. But today, we gotta worry about what we're gonna start this admin. That's the only one that has admin administration up beside hers. That's what we're working on today. This one person. And I don't even know who it is. We gotta decide what salary that's gonna be, and when we make that decision, prepare yourself for Tammy and prepare yourself for Eric. Warren's not gonna do it, Josh ain't gonna do it, my dad ain't gonna do it. Dad's gonna leave his two employees the same, they're gonna make the same till he dies. He don't have any bickering in his office either about it, about who makes more, they make the same. Now, what do we wanna set the admin administration salary?
What do you reckon?
Something less than $37,000 and something more than 33.
Let's get 36, I mean.
We're at 36 right now.
Then when he makes that position, what is yours currently making, Eric?
I don't know. Tell you the truth.
What's your current highest employee, Tammy?
The current highest employee,
Whoever you might make admin administration.
Yeah, where'd that?
well, that would be Tiffany.
Okay, what is she currently, what do you,
33,942.
33, is that before the $1,000 or after?
Before.
Okay, so she's gonna make 34,
Mine's making 30.
yours is making 30, so if we make it at 35, that's gonna make her go up 800, his go up 5,000.
For the years that she's been here and the years that I've been here.
Right.
So go ahead and slap me in the face again.
See, that's what I'm saying, see, she's gonna want more money.
Yeah, and I don't blame her.
I'm not either, I'm just telling you, that's what you run into.
And she deserves more money.
Yes, she does.
I agree, 100%, but what are you gonna do? Where are you gonna say that this is where it's at? That's the reason we gotta have a pay scale.
Yeah. I'm fine if I brought mine up to 31, I'd be happy.
And where's she at right now?
30.
Is that with the $1,000 rate?
Yes.
The 31 is or the 30
No,
is?
30 is.
So you're wanting to give yours $2,000 rate.
I would be happy with that if we're setting all the others what they're setting at. Just because of time served, everything else. I would never get greedy and try to get all we can get.
Tammy, how many of your salaries are reimbursed by the state?
How many salaries? 1, 2, 3, 2 appraisers and 1 data entry, which happens to be my chief deputy too.
Okay, say it again now.
3. 2 appraisers,
And who are they?
Renee Sanders and Julie Tigg.
And the third one is who?
Missy Cross, and she's also my chief deputy. Yeah, Doyle's wife.
It's better to have.
She's a lot meaner than I am.
You gonna play bingo?
That's my squirrel cage for the jury. They left it up here. Yeah, I gotta get something else. There's still names in there. Gotta have that.
So that's roughly $130,000 in salaries. Okay.
Now you see how much the reappraisal money, the $203,000, pays for my office, okay? Cause the rest of it is applied to the remaining, what's left of the budget. And it also gets reimbursed back by 90% by the municipality and the school district.
Throwing this out there, and I'm just saying this out loud, something to work. We're gonna pay the admin administration $34,000 in that job downstairs. We're gonna pay the deputies $35,000. We're gonna pay his secretary 31. We're gonna pay Tiffany 35. 35.5.
You're writing all this down.
I ain't wrote nothing down.
All I got is chief deputy's going to 37.
Okay. Tell me what that does. Does that work? I mean, am I thinking clearly is what I'm wanting to know.
You have to run them down to the,
Tell me if that makes any sense. $37,000 for a chief deputy.
Okay.
An admin administrator, whatever they are, in the county judge's office at $31,000.
Okay.
Tiffany as a GSI slash, is it GSI or GIS? GIS slash admin, or whatever you want to call it, at 35.5.
35.5.
Yep.
And the admin in his office.
At 34,000.
That was supposed to get 39.
Well, yeah, but she got 36 last year. But we asked for 39 this year.
You said 34?
34 even or 34.5?
Oh.
34.
Yeah, and listen, we can adjust that any way y'all want to. We can take away, add, subtract, but we got to start somewhere.
Okay, these numbers are before we give any raises this year, or after?
Okay. Cause if that's after, then Tiffany's
Tiffany's
only
just
gonna get
getting
$500.
I thought she was getting 33 something today and was going to get
She's making
34. And I
30, she's
another,
making 33.9. She's basically making 33.
oh, I thought it was 33. So she's
making
going to make 34, go to 35. Yeah, she'd only get 500.
Yep.
Make it 36.
36.5.
36.
36. 36, 31, 37, 34. Now listen, we've got to do something about that. We just can't spout these numbers off. We got to turn this into that we can go back and we can take her years of service and adjust from there at a later date and everyone else's. I mean, I'm talking about a starting point for today. Then when we put the pay scale together, if we're going to use years of service, she's going to make more than that. This girl ain't going to make any more because she's only been there 6 months.
I guess what something else that really bothers me is Becky was making 36.9.
Yep.
And not only was she the records, she's records clerk. She was actually the election coordinator. Part of her salary comes from election coordinator. We completely lost that and give it to this.
No, she got an extra check, didn't she? She got a check from the election. She got 2 checks.
Both of them equaled up to 36,000 a year. And now we're.
Whoa, hold on.
Yeah, hang on a minute.
Yeah, because we had it budgeted over there, but I don't know.
Are you sure they equal?
Becky was making $36,000 a year, and that was her clerk's salary, what she was making in the clerk's office, and what she was making as election coordinator. They put them two together to make her a full-time position.
Are you sure about that?
I'll go double check.
Please go double check.
Yeah. I mean, that's what really is, we lost that half a position we're having to pay over here now to her, that don't even come to the court now. I
Check
might
the
work,
video.
I'd work from home too.
That is a state mandated position also though, but.
Yeah, the pay ain't though. You can determine what pay you want.
So she got paid the $7,900 for salaries?
I think we can determine what to pay her. It's a state mandated position, but make it pay $500 a year if we want.
She got paid $7,900.
Do what now?
But if you're talking about the year
Yeah.
that Becky was
On
on
top
here,
of,
then
I
Delina
thought
was,
she got paid
Delina
on
was
top of
here
her
17 years and she was
36.
only making a little over 28, so that would put Becky back at 28, plus the 79, getting her up to 36.
Right.
Yeah.
all the food.
I know.
They took the food away, it's about supper time.
Damn
Just
near.
ask her around a
I'm
little
sitting
bit.
there saying, look, it's cake now.
That cake wasn't bad.
I had a piece of it.
I had a piece.
Some cookies were good.
Do you remember how long we paid Donna that salary before we raised her up?
It wasn't very long.
It wasn't a full year.
No, we did pay her full year. No, cause we budgeted 25, whatever.
Yeah, but we raised it in the middle of the year.
We did not.
You sure?
Yep.
You got the minutes on that or?
We
Or the
didn't adjust the budget there.
No, we didn't adjust the budget,
See, my
We-
budget just shows from 2019
Yeah.
to 2020.
but we done it in the middle of the year. We'd have to look at the minutes.
We did not upgrade in the middle of the year.
Yeah, we did.
No, we didn't.
Y'all, the 39 is the chief deputy in my office.
Which, well, 36 is the chief deputy in your office.
Right.
Some numbers are wrong, must be wrong.
No.
It's fine. But then equals 39.
Not what it shows on this.
That's what I gotta check.
Because that's not what she's making right now.
Admin,
or
that's
whatever.
what it shows on the line.
You're right.
Well, see, well, it went down to, went down $500, so we lost it.
What year did she start 2007?
19 and 20, but you gotta pull your 20 book out. You want mine?
Only was 19.
Hey, there's some cookies back there.
That's good. I kinda want a piece of cake though.
What's wrong with your coffee?
Somebody best order in.
2019, we budgeted $25,000 for her.
2020, we went to 31.
That's right. Hey, clarify if I'm wrong here, Eric argues with me, that in 2019, when we hired Donna, $25,000 here, he said in the middle of the year we gave her a raise.
No, we didn't, not till the next year.
Exactly.
That's what we all thought we said.
I mean,
Donna started in 2019 making 25,000.
30, then we did give her.
2020, she jumped up to 31,000.
Sure.
And then after that, it was the same as everybody else, she got 1,000.
You're supposed to be, right?
Correct.
It's for a full year?
Full year, $25,000. We ain't never went back and increased someone's salary in the middle of the year. I mean, not, once we budgeted one, we never went back. To my knowledge, since I've been here, we've never went back and said, well, we're gonna give that person that money.
And I guess I didn't realize, just remember, Paul paid it out of his pocket.
Yeah, no, Paul paid it out of his pocket for the first term. I don't know how much he paid her.
Yeah, I do.
This is the payroll history for January of this year. Becky Nelson's. Her pay
Yeah, come on.
period, she got paid $306 from the election coordinator.
Just come up, yeah, come on.
She got paid $1,113 from.
I'm absolutely serious.
You add them
Serious and
together,
transparent.
it's about $1,400 and something
Right.
dollars. It comes out to $36,000 a year. We lost this one, that goes to her. And this person become a full-time position, making 36, but lost half of her duties.
I've got mine coming up.
Who?
My workers.
That's all, that's what's irritating. If Becky was a dual purpose worker, that's the reason she got a full-time job, so we used two different offices to pay her salary. We cut out the election coordinator part, replaced her with a full-time salary. That's an expense, and I'm looking at county general wise.
We didn't get rid of the $8,000 for.
No. But we gave her full-time position. And she don't have as much to do. Her responsibilities went down.
Well, Haley's been here longer. Well, I know.
It's
She
just
said
really
Shelley,
frustrating.
she said Shelley got them backwards. That's what she just told me.
So Haley's supposed to be making 39.
Why did she decide to
And
give her
again,
$3,000?
and again, I go back to,
And she said she started out at 24 too.
6 months ago.
Well, about the
No,
year.
she started in 2020, but she didn't start in that position.
I may have missed it.
Okay. Who's chief deputy and who's administrative assistant?
Shelley has them backwards on there. But I've been here for almost 3 years and I'm the chief deputy.
Okay.
And you are,
Haley,
I ain't never met you, so I didn't know.
so,
And you are,
Marcy,
Okay.
What'd you start at, Marcy? What'd you start out at?
25.5.
And you started at what?
24.5.
How long have you been here?
Almost 3 years in January.
How long have you been here?
A year in October.
A year in October? Okay. Let me tell you where the struggle is, just so I'm gonna tell y'all straight up so y'all know what the issue is. In 2019, Paul gets elected over here and he loses an employee that had been here for 20-something years, 30 years. His chief deputy. We made him start out at $25,000 is what we made him start the salary at, $25,000 for his chief deputy. She currently makes $32,000 a year. 30, is that right? 32, 2?
She actually makes 33.5.
33.5. She makes 33.5 a year. What happened is Shelley was paying Becky $36,000 a year, and that included her being election commissioner. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
She was paying her $29-something to be the chief deputy, and $7,000 for the deal. Now we're paying an extra election commission person, and we're paying $36,000. What I'm getting at is that these positions, she didn't lower them none whenever we started. She didn't. She didn't lower them. She kept them at the same. And she's got a $3,000 increase here for one of them. So what we've got to do is we've got to figure out. We've taken people that's been here for 20-something years. Y'all make more than any of the other employees in this that's been here, with the exception of Warren Secretary. You make more than anybody else here. And we've got to figure out what we're going to do about it. I mean, and here's the deal. We don't take any money from anybody, but we can't give everybody $6,000 or $7,000 more that y'all are making. And y'all been in the position for 6 months. They've been here for 22 years. How long Misty's been here? Misty's been over there for 22 years, and she makes $34,000, $33,000, whatever. So, what we're trying to figure out is how to get there without having to do some cuts, but I don't know what we're going to do. And what do y'all recommend we do? What's y'all's thoughts?
Yeah, y'all are just thrown in the fire.
No, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but you need to be in our position.
We're all three
We were watching, we know.
So, I mean, and I don't want anybody to leave.
Right. Joe don't want anybody to leave. And what started this whole thing is that wouldn't have ever been brought up. But I received a text over the weekend mad that somebody was getting an extra $1,000. And that person's been here for 6 years